exactly here. Um, say goodbye to your power because it is gone. Because laws have now just exploded. And at one time, there wasn't enough of them. Then they had to be refined. Then they began to be more specific. Then they had to reach out to different ethnicities to make things fair for past atrocities or situations. Then they started to get bizarre. And what I'm talking about is America specifically, but it may be happening all over the world. I don't know. Maybe happening in Western civilization, but there are too many laws for the legal system, that is, for what I consider your day to day living. And what I mean by that is, as a man, you have an innate, most men, I should say, usually have an innate will to want, what's the word I'm looking for? To lead. To lead. And you can deal with not getting your way if you feel that the outcome or the big picture fits with your goals or you're going to get something out of it. Because there are so many men that are married or with girlfriends who don't realize that men don't say a lot of things, because one reason why they say, well, you don't talk, why don't you talk, is that, well, sometimes we really don't have anything to say. But second of all, we know it's going to be an argument that whatever we say, you're not going to like. And with all men, there's a point to where we only argue to a certain point, which is not very long, maybe like a minute or two. I have a short fuse on it because I myself don't even like to argue, where it goes beyond words and you want to start being physical. Now, not physical as in hitting a woman. I'm not advocating that, but that's how men deal with other men. The argument goes past logic and it becomes emotional, and then from emotional, you want to, it becomes physical. That's just how men solve their problems with confrontation, violence, and after the violence or brawling, I should say, there can be some kind of newfound peace, understanding, or domination, depending on how the outcome of the conflict happened. Now, with all that, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about exactly? What I'm talking about is that if you're going to deal with women and you're going to get married, from a situation of just pure power and over the long term goals, she will have more legal, law abiding powers on her side versus your side. Am I advocating not getting married? Not necessarily. But you have to realize if this wonderful love that you have, or this, super lust that you have for this girl ever turns sour, and it doesn't even have to be your fault. It can be completely her. If she just, after 7 years, decides not to be with you anymore, or 10 years or 15 years, she can just up and leave. And where does it favor? It all favors on her. There are so many laws now for women that we're becoming a feminist society, right? Not that women don't need protection, but I think it's getting a little out of hand. Is anything happening to me? No, I just watch news a little bit, hear stories, all the divorces, so many just decent guys. I consider decent guys. Uh, it's kind of sad. Sometimes you see the train wreck before it's coming. I feel like I'm a prophet standing on a mountain with a salt and pepper beard and a staff, you know. And what do I mean by that? Is that, like, I hang around a lot of geeks. I'm in the computer entertainment industry, and sometimes these guys get girls that look a little bit too good for them, if you know what I'm saying. But they're just so amazed that they got this woman to marry them. Not their girlfriend, but to marry them, which is a legal contract, right? And then the dream ends and the nightmare begins. Oh man, she cheated on me with some other guy. Now she gets the house, his house, the car, and the two kids, and he's in an apartment, you know, that's only one bedroom. Plus, he's paying alimony. He's still paying for the house. He's still paying for the car. He's paying for all of that, her lifestyle. It is just sad, you know? And sometimes you men see other men like that. You're thinking, at first you're like, man, how did he get her? But then you might also think, is it just all money, or what's going on, I'm not married yet, and I'm over 35. Just because of, am I paranoid? No. I do the same thing like everybody else. I'm trying to find the right person. I'm with someone now. Will we go that extra road? I don't know. But from all the stories and all the news and all the things that I'm hearing from other men and just the laws is that it is really stacked against you going into marriage. And if it doesn't work out, you will end up paying for it. You will not get the better end of it. I'm in a living situation right now, and I have all my shit. She has all her shit. And it's 50-50, and that's the thing. Women wanted equality. Well, here we go. 50-50, But when it comes to the marriage, all of that shit changes, especially when the divorce happens, And we've been together, and I already see some of the signs. I've lived with a woman before, back when I lived in another state with another woman before I moved here to California, but that's another story for another time. But you can see the signs of how they're going to treat you, giving orders. Okay, how come I can't give orders, right? I hear a lot of men just like, movies and TV perpetuate this servitude of men. Like we're a pet, or we're like, we can't even find, the fucking bathroom. Like we would just piss in the, in the kitchen if the woman wasn't telling us, oh dear, it's in the house. Every sitcom is like that, right? The guy's an asshole, but the woman is the most intelligent, beautiful person, and she felt sorry for you, so there you have it. And if it wasn't for me, none of this would work, right? Very few often comedy sitcoms have a very competent male, competent male. That's fine for entertainment, but all of them have to be that way. They're trying to send a message. And then women eat that shit up, right? That's how it's supposed to be. So some of you men out there who are married or who are living with it, you get some of that shit. Now, I will say that I get a little bit of this. I'm a little different because my woman is Asian, so it's a little bit different. I do have, it's more a little bit more 50-50. Is she subservient to me? Not really. No, I don't think so. But what she does is respect my opinion. I respect hers, and then we try to compromise. Now, American women aren't like that. They're becoming more masculine if you look at them. They want to have girls' night out. If you go to the clubs, you see these cluster fucks of women dancing with each other and grinding on each other. But as soon as a guy comes over, they want to close it down. And I feel sorry for those guys. It's like, now they're making as much money as men. No problem with that. But you have to realize, once you start coming across as a legitimate, equal, that we can't give you any slack. Like, because you crying or boo-hooing over certain things. Because, let's face it, in certain situations, women are more emotional. Men are not emotional. In certain situations, you need to be more emotional so the guy loses out. But there are certain situations where you don't need to be emotional and the woman loses out. Positive and negatives on both genders, but it's not fair. Exactly.